what do we do to make sure that the content is SEO optimized? Like, what's that process look like?
Yep. You're going to have that editorial calendar, and the editorial calendar is going to know what content goes out in the next 30, 60, or 90 days.
Okay.
What we're also going to do is, you know what I mean? Like, everything's tied together. But what we're going to do is that content goes to a document like this.
Okay.
And this document here is going to be optimized, you know, for a certain keyword. And then from there, what's going to happen is that we're going to run it through our software tools, and our software tools are going to be able to say, hey, you know what? We're going to compare this with all the content on the first page of Google. And based upon what we're seeing here, you have a very poor chance of ranking. Your readability isn't nearly what your competitors have. The number of words you have on a page doesn't even come close to outcompeting your competition. And out of the critical keywords that have to exist on that page, you're missing the top 2 and possibly the majority of the top 20. So what's going to happen here is that when we go and we write content, we're going to be able to know all those things prior to publishing. So our need to re-optimize is far less than companies that are just kind of like publishing and praying.
Gotcha. That makes sense. All right. So I'm going to ask a loaded question here. So don't be mad at me.
Yep.
All right. So once you go through this whole process, right, you write the content, you get it through the grader, you figure out what's going on, right? You get it right where you think it's in the sweet spot. Is it guaranteed to rank?
No, it's not guaranteed to rank.
I knew
exactly.
Come on.
So what we tell our clients is
people want a guarantee, Chris.
I know they do. They do. Back in the day, I used to write a guarantee on my website.
Did you really?
Oh yeah. But I mean, it was one of those days where backlinking algorithm changes hadn't happened, and you could just,
right.
I don't know, you could do tactics to kind of like really push yourself ahead. Those days are over. But how do you guarantee it? Well, there's no guarantee, but what I do say is that every third month of what we do is we go and we re-optimize. Okay. And so what I mean by that is we're going to write content, and, you know, I hate the spaghetti model, but it's kind of like that. It's like saying, we're going to find out where it sticks, where it ranks. If it lands on page 2, we might have to go in there and add more meat to the content. And what's going to happen is over time, that content's going to rank. I mean, in our previous blog, you know, long tail keywords, you know, they can take almost 90 to 121 days to rank. You know, medium levels, like half a year, maybe even longer. And then the really competitive words can take almost a year.
Wow.
So what you got to do is you got to have the data to monitor that. Mm-hmm. And you got to figure out, is it growing? Is it consistently growing? Is it on an upward trend? And if it's not, you're going to go in and re-optimize it to add more meat, because, you know, Google's a finicky thing and none of us own it. But if a good SEO company kind of sees what trajectory are you on and what can you do to just keep, you know, like sharpening the spear to make sure that it goes, you know, it just keeps getting better and better over time, and it outcompetes your competition.